welcome back to my channel. This week I am doing videos. It's going to be a cook with me. I am a vegetarian, so I'm doing all vegetarian cooking. So just let me know what y'all think, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell just so you guys get notified when I post every Wednesday and every Sunday. Also, please be sure to take care of the planet, because it is the only planet we have and the only home we will ever know. So thank y'all so much, and stay tuned for the video.
Hi Pimps and Simps, it's me, LT. So, starting off the video, I am listing all the ingredients that you guys are gonna need right there on the side. So for this first recipe, we're gonna need all of those ingredients, and then let's get right into it. I'm cracking eggs into the thing, and I'm gonna mix all the eggs up after I put all the seasoning and everything into them, and then I'm gonna add milk to the eggs. I add milk to my eggs just to make sure that they're like super fluffy when I cook them, and then after that I'm gonna put in some green onion. This is something that I was trying out for the first time because I've never put green onions in my eggs before, but I'm glad to say that it did turn out to be really, really good. So after I do that, I'm gonna put a skillet on medium heat, and then after I put the skillet on medium heat, I'm going to just throw the eggs in there, and then you have to let them sit for like a good 5 minutes, and then after that you can start stirring them up, and then they're gonna start cooking. I do cook my eggs on medium heat so they don't like cook too fast, because my mom always says that I cook on a high fire like my dad. As you can see, the eggs are starting to clump up, and that's what you really want. Once you see they start to clump up, that's when you can really mix them. They are a little liquidy, and they are taking a little longer to cook just because of the milk that is added into it. Next, I'm just making some cereal. We did Frosted Flakes, so I put bananas in mine with milk. Okay, so on to meal 2. This is gonna be ramen. Everyone has the ramen, but we're doing ramen at home. So we're adding a little different kind of sauce to it. So for this, I'm always gonna put on some eggs, and I like my eggs soft boiled, so I'm only gonna put them on for 6 minutes, and so that they can soft boil. And then after that, I have an ice bath ready for them at the end. So I'm gonna chop up some green onions again, because green onions just always go really, really good in ramen. So I'm going to chop all those up. Then I'm going to put the green onions in a pan with some garlic, some chili powder, and some sesame seeds. I did put a little bit more chili powder than the recipe called for, just because I do like my stuff a little spicy. And I'm going to put some oil in the pan, and then I'm going to start sauteing all of these ingredients together until they start to come to like a little sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Take the eggs out of the pot, and I'm going to put them in their ice bath. And then this is Zomzi actually putting them in the ice bath, and then after that you let them cool for like about a minute or two, and then we're going to start taking them out so that we can crack them. When you're cracking these eggs, you want to make sure that they're cracked really nicely, and you want to be really gentle with them, just because the shell is a little hard to remove sometimes. If you need to, you can keep like wetting them in the cold water, and it'll help the shell come off the eggs a little bit easier. While he does that, I'm gonna say don't forget to go watch my last 2 videos. I made a nice little video about birth control, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So nextly, I'm gonna take the seasoning packet that actually came in the ramen. I'm just gonna add it to the mix that I was making earlier and saute that in. And then next, we're just boiling the noodles like you see. And I let the noodles boil for like a good 7 to 9 minutes, just because I like my noodles a little bit on like the thicker side. And so then after that, we're gonna put all of the seasoning into a bowl, and then we're gonna keep, cooking the noodles. And after we're done cooking the noodles, we're gonna add some of the broth to the like concoction we made, and then we're gonna put the noodles in there, and it's just gonna we're gonna put the noodles in there and make it sexy, as Zom says, and we're just gonna stir all of it up together, and then we're gonna put some of our soft boiled eggs into our ramen, and that's the final meal. So the third recipe, I'm calling it Chipotle, but cheap, because this whole meal was like $10 and it made a big serving. So these are all the ingredients, again, like I said, that you will need for this recipe. So we're gonna do that. I used Beyond Meat, and I just kind of sauteed my Beyond Meat in a pan. We put a little bit of oil in there, but you don't have to put a little bit of oil in there. It just depends on your preference. And then after that, we are going to add some salt, pepper, garlic, chili powder, and some ground cumin. I didn't put that on the ingredient list, I forgot. But you add some ground cumin to this as well. I didn't know, like, if cumin, like, I've never tasted cumin, so I don't know if it's supposed to have a taste or not, but I just didn't put a lot. Okay, somebody said it tastes good. So we're putting some ground cumin in there too, just so y'all know. And then we put all that in there and we saute it up until the meat turns like a nice little brownish color. With Beyond Meat, it is a little bit harder to cook sometimes, so just watch out and make sure you do get it cooked all the way. Then we're going to add some black beans into the mixture. And then the recipe called for water, but I just used the black bean water that was in the can. But if you feel like it needs a little bit more water, don't be afraid to add some more water. It is cooked to preference. Next, we're going to go in and we are going to let that sizzle up for 5 to 7 minutes. And then I'm going to add some pico de gallo to it. And then we're going to stir that in there too, and we're going to let that sizzle in a little bit. And then after we do that, we're going to add some shredded cheese to the mix. And we're going to mix all the shredded cheese. As you can see, we did take some out and just put it aside for tomorrow. So, yeah. And then after we do that, we're going to bit some sour cream and some salsa just for the sides to dip it in. And we're going to use the tortillas to make a little burrito. So the last meal of this video is going to be what I call an egg skillet. I did make it this morning, and for the egg salad or the egg skillet, we put in red potatoes, and then for the red potatoes, we peeled them. As you can see, Zomzi's trying to peel his potatoes too, and he's just cutting off big chunks of the potato, so it was leaving us with a little less potato than we needed. So we eventually had to add a couple more potatoes at the end. Next, I'm just going to chop up some parsley. I am not the best with chopping, so please do not drag me in these comments. But yeah, I'm just chopping up some parsley. And then after that, these are all the ingredients. I did use a little Slappy Mama seasoning, which is like a Louisiana seasoning that I love. So next, I'm just going to butter a pan. And then after I butter the pan up, I'm going to like make sure it's a nice melted temperature. And then I'm going to throw in all of the potatoes. You're gonna just keep, sauteing them up until they're like a nice brown color. And then after they're a nice brown color, you want to add in your salt, pepper, your garlic, and then you also want to add in the parsley. I also added in Slappy Mama. I didn't say that, but I also added in the Slappy Mama seasoning when I was doing that. So after I get all the other ingredients sauteed in, I'm going to dig out 3 little wells in the potatoes. And then when I dig out the 3 little wells, that's going to be where I'm going to put the eggs. So I do dig those out, and then I just crack in 6 eggs in the little openings. Be sure you take your time because this skillet can be a little bit hot. I did burn myself a couple times, but yeah. And then you also want to make sure that you crack them like swiftly but carefully, just so, because the eggs are gonna start cooking as soon as they hit the skillet. After you do that, you just pop it in the oven for 9 to 11 minutes for soft boiled eggs, or then maybe 15 minutes if you want your eggs a little bit more cooked, and then you put some cheese on there after they're all cooked through. Thank you guys all so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe like I said, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.